Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to listen to the secondary heroes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special intermission episode of the Secondary Heroes podcast. We're in between our part one and part two of our bracket challenge to determine the best sequel ever. So in the meantime, we're just going to mess around. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hi, guys, it's Prague.
Hey, make sure to wash your hands. This is DeLorean Wolfgang.
This is Secondary Heroes on lockdown.
On lockdown, intermission in quarantine.
So what are we doing during quarantine, guys? What have you guys been up to? What are you watching? What's going on? Anything good? Any crazy? Weird? Different?
Well, I put on my White Ranger helmet and I tried doing karate moves the other day, and I sat there and thought, you know what? Is this me? Am I going nuts? Is that what happening?
Please tell me you filmed this.
I did, and then I watched it, and I said, "Oh, I am deleting that."
No, that's the kind of stuff you keep.
Well, I'm wearing like biking shorts in it and a sweater, and it looked goofy as hell.
No, what you need to do, you need to set up a channel somewhere, like on YouTube, where you have like a fitness video and you train people as the White Ranger.
As the White Ranger, wearing a sweater and. Oh God, no! I don't want to show my legs.
I'm for that pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I could probably go bare chest because I'm so pale now that I would look like the White Ranger.
Ew! What happened to quarantine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's been raining in San Diego, so I can't even go outside to go walk my dogs, man.
I'm stuck inside watching shows. You guys watching anything right now? Binging anything?
Yeah, what about you, Trevor? Have you been watching anything new?
Catching up.
So, I've been catching up because Westworld Season 3 is underway, and I'm still on Season 2. So I'm about halfway through Season 2, trying to catch up for Season 3.
Okay, so I haven't seen Season 2. I loved Season 1, but I heard so much negative reviews on Season 2 that I didn't even give Season 2 a chance. And I feel bad that I didn't. So now I'm going to get spoiler-free halfway through the episode or halfway through the season from you. What do you think so far? Is it something that I should look into?
So I want to see where this is going because so far they're throwing out all kinds of different plot threads and just like purposely being ambiguous just to have, they like those twists and reveals if Season 1 was indication. So they're doing all the unraveling right now, so I've got to just see where it goes. But my only problem is they purposely speak like in riddles just to annoy me.
Oh, and they do. Especially Season 2 is big on that. Season 2 is huge on that.
Like Dolores is just like going out of her way to not say anything while speaking. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And it's on purpose.
Yeah.
I will tell you it's all for a reason by the end. But it's like, you kind of have to trudge through some of it because I did finish Season 2. I'm on Season 3 right now. And I think it's worth it. I had some issues with one of the plot threads that happens because it's one of my favorite characters, and I didn't quite enjoy that plot thread. But the rest of it was so fantastic that I just kind of went, you know what? I'll ignore those episodes and that plot thread. I think it's worth it, honestly, at least for the story itself. It may be confusing at times and cryptic, but where it leads to is great because I personally really like Season 3 so far. The first 2 episodes have been phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
See where this goes. I'm ready to see this next step.
Well, I'm wondering if all this cryptic stuff and all this, and like you guys were just saying, all the cryptic and all of the riot or whatever they're doing, I wonder if that's what kind of pushed like the normies away. That kind of made, it made it feel this isn't as good as the first in a way.
I think
do you
so.
think that's kind of what pushed people away?
It could have. I know a lot of people were turned off by it for that reason in Season 2. I even know people that never even started the show that said they didn't want to start the show because it looks so different the second season. They're like, oh, this doesn't look like a show I could get into. It's too confusing.
Even Season 1. Like, I remember when Season 1 was, like, first airing, people would talk just, like, on the different podcasts or the radio, like, general news, like, oh, this is a really weird show you're watching and you have no idea what's going on. Like, from a super normie perspective, that's on like a common like top 20 music, station. They just had to reference Westworld in that fashion.
Right.
Well, here's the thing:
I'm not gonna watch that then.
I feel like people were coming right off of Game of Thrones with the first season, and they were like, okay, I'm kind of digging like this weird stuff. Let me give something like that a try. And Westworld for me really filled that void in between seasons for Game of Thrones, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was awesome. But after hearing about how iffy the second season was, I didn't even give it a try, which now I mean I probably should. And with Prague, you're saying season 3 is real good.
Thing, I mean, that's my thing.
Would you say that it's comparable to season 1?
It's so different than season 1. It's not even in the same ballpark. It's not comparable, honestly. The show has evolved so much. It's insane. But I dig the feel and the vibe. I dig the graphics. I dig the music, the score. This new season is different than before. I'm really liking it so far.
Cool. So I think it's worth it just because it's different, and there's so much familiar. Like they literally make hosts on a production line, but the show couldn't be further than all these production line shows that we get. So I think it's worth it just to be different, because I feel like, I don't know who I was talking to, but they were like, oh, in 5-6 years, Westworld is going to be like Game of Thrones, where you're going to take the whole thing together, and you're like, oh, this is absolutely amazing. You might stumble over an episode here or a storyline there, but it's going to be the big tent pole.
That's why I had to forgive those episodes I didn't particularly care for in the second season.
Well, and Game of Thrones really didn't start off like it was, super hot or anything. I feel like it really took a couple seasons for that to really take off as well. So, if Westworld is going down that same route, dude, after that first season, I wouldn't mind. I'll give it a try again. I will. I'll just do it. Yeah, I might as well. Right now we're all quarantined inside anyways.
Exactly. What are you gonna do?
Good Lord. Prague, are you watching anything? What's up with you?
I'm kind of all over the place. I think this whole quarantine thing and being forced to work from home, I didn't have time to think. I had to bring all my stuff home, and my head's all over the place. So I'm in between a lot of different things because my attention span is not focused right now. But I did start Westworld season 3. I also have been playing a little bit of Fortnite. It's the new mode. New modes are out with the bad guys everywhere.
It looks fun, and I haven't even picked it up yet. Haven't even tried it yet.
So much fun. And then there's a new show that just dropped. I think it was maybe just yesterday or the day before. It might have been yesterday. No, it might have been Saturday. I'm not going to forget the name of it. It's about a tiger trainer. Is a big cat owner. It's a docuseries on Netflix. And it's this city underbelly of the big cat people and the people who own wild animals in America. But the way it's done is so over the top and campy and funny and crazy.
Really?
And just insane. Yeah, just this look into their lives, and this guy is pretty phenomenal. I knew nothing going into it. I didn't even realize it was a docuseries. I saw it, and the way they presented it on Netflix, I'm like, oh, this looks like a cool, fun, quirky show or something. And I'm like, oh my god, this is real. This really happened. And it really happened in the country. So that was kind of fun to watch. I rewatched, because I'm a nerd like that, I rewatched Dark season 1 and 2, and it's still just as phenomenal, and I caught new things that I didn't the first time around.
Haven't even looked into that. Is that something that a normie like me?
No, it's a reading one, right?
It is. Sorry, you have to read it.
It's all subtitles.
Gotta read some subtitles, unless you want to have it dubbed, but that's awful. Why would you do that?
I'm dumb. I need someone to read everything for me. If I miss one thing, then I miss the whole plot.
Yeah, the plot's pretty significant in this one. There's a lot to... You kind of have to take notes on this one. It's a lot to remember. But it's so well worth it, in my opinion.
Wait, so you have to read and then take notes? Give me a break. That's a hard pass for
I'm just kidding.
Boy, Alex.
It's that learning from home. It's continuing education.
Exactly.
Come on.
Further education.
I think everybody should continue their learning.
I will note.
Don't sway you in any way.
I will note, because I will forget if I don't say this. I am going to sign up for Shudder because they're offering a 30-day free trial right now. So if you like horror, people who watch our podcast, it's a 30-day trial. There's a lot of great horror TV shows, original series, and movies.
Good things about Shudder too. Some of the original programs that they have on there are supposed to be just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And really well put together. I mean, they're just little indie guys too that are doing a lot of this stuff, and it's grown significantly. I know that there's a YouTube channel out there called Dead Meat, and I know that they've been pushing them, or no, they push Crypt TV. Sorry. I think they've touched on Shudder, but Crypt TV is their main thing.
I think they do.
Pretty interesting that they started really small, and now didn't they just take over? They're catching up to like Blumhouse or something like that. They're getting as big as Blumhouse.
I don't know about that big, but this is a different concept. But it's
there's definitely an appetite for that stuff. I mean, have you guys watched the movies they sent straight to home, like The Hunt or Invisible Woman or anything like that? Or Invisible Man?
I've heard, but that's trending, and that's kind of all.
Yeah, Fandango now they're like #1 on the charts because people love this idea. I mean, they're $20, but if you have like a family of 4, that's cheaper than going to the movie theaters. It's a weird future for movies and how theaters are going to they already saw declining viewership, and now you have people forced closing theaters. This comeback down the road is interesting once we finally get a handle on coronavirus.
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that this, at the end of all this is probably going to hurt the movie industry?
It already has. And it
or just change the way we do everything. I mean, if you
hurt the theater
sell
chains.
Movies at $20, it hurts the theater chains, but I think it's just a different way for Disney or Universal to make money. Yeah. You need foresight right now.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, but if they're just going to throw it straight to streaming, you lose a little bit. Like, there's certain movies that you want to go to a theater and experience the noise. You want to see it on a big screen. You want to feel... Yeah, you don't want to feel the crowd, but you want to feel their energy. Because when I went to go see Endgame, and there were certain scenes in Endgame that people were getting emotional, and it almost made me more emotional because I was feeling that emotion in the room, rather than if you're sitting alone in your home by yourself, paying $20 on your own, which if you're at home alone and now you're having to pay $20 instead of the $12 at the movie theater. It's not a very good deal. Maybe for a family of 4, it's great, but for yourself, not so much.
But it also could potentially reduce the number of movies that go to the theater down the road. Maybe it is just gigantic tentpole movies like a Wonder Woman 1984, Endgame type. Like, it has to be a big, huge release. These kind of smaller ones are like, we're not taking that risk anymore.
Yeah,
I love that idea because not too long ago we went to go see a movie. I think it's called Let's Be Cops. This was a couple years back, but Let's Be Cops, and I'm sitting there in the theater going, why did I pay so much money to see this garbage movie? Like, those are the type of movies that need to go straight to streaming. Well, because it wasn't my idea.
With a title like that,
someone else's idea, not mine.
All right.
But that's the type of movies that need to go, like the Tyler Perry movies. They can all go to pretty much. They can go to streaming,
go to streaming.
I think that they would actually succeed more if they went to streaming rather than being in a movie theater.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't find comedies to be the type of movies to go to a movie theater for.
It depends. If it's an actual funny comedy, it can be a lot of fun to be in a crowd.
I don't remember the last funny comedy.
Well, that's the thing. I don't either. It's been like a decade and a half since I've seen a movie that was actually funny.
Yeah.
So
comedy's one of the toughest ones to crack.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyways.
But that's the thing is, like, the majority of them, I don't want to pay money to go to a theater to watch a comedy. The theater is for the big booming roaring speakers. The theater. Yes.
Anyways, I'm bored of this topic. Alex, what are you watching? What are you streaming?
Okay, well, you're going to be bored of this one because I've been watching 100 Humans on Netflix. So it's a thing which, honestly, they do a lot of science experiments to see. For instance, there was a whole episode on the Battle of the Sexes. What sex is better? But the way that they do these
Are we
experiments.
Talking about different positions? I like what sex is better than just leaving it like that.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, please explain yourself.
That's it. They had Battle of the Ages where they had 20-year-olds go up against it was 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then they all had all the same challenges, and whoever came out doing better. Out of all those, doing physical, mental, and quizzes, all that
Immunity
type of stuff.
Challenge. Here's some coronavirus. Who does better? Let's go.
Good.
Oh, that would have worked out a lot. But then I ended up doing a little research, and a bunch of those people are actors and stuff. I mean, I'm sure they were most of it was through an agency, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." But it's an interesting show. If you want some brainless humor, it's okay. Yeah.
You're not selling it too hard.
I'm really not selling it because it's not. That's what I've been watching. I mean, it's hard for me. I could just talk about Frasier because that's what I'm watching right now.
Why not? You can binge old shows, you know.
I love it. Me and my wife, we finished watching Cheers, and we were like, oh well, let's give Frasier a try.
It's a good secondary hero of a show. Let me tell you.
I don't know. It might be better than Cheers.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of the best. That's why.
It is really good, though.
It's a phenomenal show.
Yeah, Frasier he's hysterical, man. That guy it's good stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm watching right now. Is there anything that you guys are looking forward to?
I'm hoping that they drop stuff early on Netflix instead of having us wait for things to come out. But I don't know if like certain shows are like done with the cast part. Like I'm hoping a lot of stuff's like in post-production for stuff, so they could just drop it early.
Yeah.
But I know that season 4 of Stranger Things got halted, and they're in the middle of filming, so that won't be coming out for like another 3 or 4 years probably at this point.
That is heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, Ozark's the one that got pushed up, right? Ozark season 3.
Yes, so that should be okay. I'm hoping Dark season 3 was already filmed. So hopefully they do that. Hopefully they give us some more content. They go like, oh wait, everyone's stuck inside. Let's start releasing stuff now instead of waiting later.
Did they finish all the filming on like Mandalorian and stuff like that?
No.
I thought they did.
No.
Well, not if they just casted Ahsoka. I mean,
I didn't think Ahsoka was going to be in season 2 though. Like I thought they finished season 2.
They all say season 2.
I thought they got to post-production for season 2. Like
That's
Jon
what I
Favreau
thought, too.
said.
I totally thought they said that too until I saw that.
You're right though. Ahsoka, like Rosario Dawson, is totally on season 2.
That's weird.
I have no idea then. I thought they were going to push it up from August.
I'd hope so.
I
don't think so at this point, man.
Well, maybe it's because Clone Wars is doing good on Disney Plus, and so there's more demand for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Well, that almost makes you think of look at the landscape in the near future of what movies are going to be coming out, because if all these movies are having to halt production, what are we going to be looking forward to next year? I mean, everything would have been in post-production by now and releasing this year and next year. If we don't have anything even being worked on right now, what's going to happen?
Well, it's an interesting delay, though, because like Mulan was supposed to come out this weekend. It's not going to come out for who knows when. Black Widow is going to be pushed back. We're going to have all these movies that were like spring and summer that are going to be fall and winter. So we'll give them time until we get to the following year. Like, is there going to be a glut of stuff? Like, oh, we didn't release 6 movies that we had planned, so they're coming out all now before 2020 ends? Or are we going to spread them out into 2021? I have no idea.
I don't know either. But I know this is a good opportunity for content creators to start doing their own stuff. And even the actors who are at home, starting up their own things. Right now it's little, like them doing little skits and stuff, but they could, be quarantined in their house and be like, hey, let me do my one-man show all the time. Or maybe my wife is an actress and we'll do, a whole show. That might be the new thing for a while.
How many different scripts are being written about contagions and pandemics and stuff right now.
Oh,
Right?
How many different shows
not.
and movies are we going to get about
sure.
viruses next year in the next couple of years?
Oh,
are you kidding me? Right now, all those movies from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s are all trending right
stuff.
now.
Yep.
They're hot stuff. For some reason, people are clamoring to it. I don't know why. Who cares?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, indeed.
Luckily, HBO has a bunch of stuff I've been catching up on. Like, I only got the month, but you get to go from The Outsider to Westworld to Watchmen, Los Spookies. HBO has some hot stuff that came out over like the past 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, they kind of got lucky there. They kind of had a 1-2-3 punch with a few of those shows. Kind of lucked out. So
Yeah, The Outsider. I watched that a couple weeks ago. I'd recommend like the first 9 episodes, and you don't really need the 10th episode. It kind of brings you down. It leaves that bad taste in your mouth, and you forget all the good stuff that they did. And that's so disappointing because there's some really good stuff. Like the first 2 episodes are absolutely amazing. And then it's this slow progression towards like the grave. And then the 10th episode, they're like, let's wrap up everything in a neat little bow for no reason. Like, I don't know if it's because Stephen King can't write endings or what, but ew.
Ew, indeed.
Oh, wait. So this is... Okay, I know that
Stephen King's
talked
super
about
hot
this
right
before.
now.
He is. But this show
If he's
is not
ever
good.
written anything at any point, they're turning it into a movie or a TV show.
But here's the thing, like, as a person who reads Stephen King, like, the movie didn't feel like Stephen King to me. The story did, like, the actual story itself, but the way it was presented, the writing on it, was not Stephen King. So I don't know where they were.
No, that's what was good about it.
No, it was bad.
It became Stephen King in the last part of it, the back end. The front part felt like True Detective or some type of crime show. And you're like, okay.
The first 2 episodes were really good. I enjoyed the first 2, and then
I thought it was going to be like True Detective when we first got started, and then it started to turn into It, and I was like, oh great, I've seen It like how many damn times?
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
You didn't like It? I thought you enjoyed It.
Oh, sir. Oh, sir. Oh, sir. No. Yeah, it was some of the worst acting in a show ever.
Memes in my...
So neither of you guys play Animal Crossing, right? I'm the only one.
Okay, so I don't own a Switch, and I really want to own a Switch, and
go get a Switch and get Animal Crossing done.
How am I supposed to go get a Switch?
Yeah,
nobody's open right now.
Amazon has them in stock.
Oh, you gonna buy it for me? I don't have money.
Yeah, I know.
Someone buys
right
me a
now,
Switch.
everybody.
Okay.
I'm kind of in saving mode, but man, I would love to have a Switch and yeah, man, I want to be playing these games my Twitter is no joke. You ultimate editing. It's all Animal Crossing. I don't know why. It's like this is
Animal
the
Crossing
biggest
is amazing.
People
It
like
has
that kind of stuff.
nostalgia combined with Nintendo, combined with nothing else to do. Like video games, for some reason, there's no backlog of video games. They had no force. Like, we're going into the PS5, Xbox, whatever they're calling. I don't have any idea. So this is a low time for games. And so they don't really have anything to release. And so Nintendo's like, here's Animal Crossing that people have been waiting like 50 years for, because since Animal Crossing came out on the GameCube, they've only released mobile versions of it. There's been for like 3DS, various DSs and stuff, but they didn't do a Wii or Wii U. And so they finally get to Switch, and everybody's like, finally, I can fish.
Oh, sorry, I fell asleep. What? It sounds like the most boring game of all time. I'm so glad I don't play this.
Prog, you play Candy Crush. We'll just leave it at that.
Hey!
Oh, wait, hold
Good
on. He's got to put on his bifocals to play that game, though.
Oh.
Okay.
Animal Crossing
So,
is a...
let me tell you about this Candy Crush.
Applause.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing is a micro economy of our macro economy. It's a study in capitalism in real time that has cute little animal characters to represent it.
Oh, that sounds sweet.
I mean, it sounds sweet.
Not as sweet as candy.
No, candy is sweet.
Candy Crush. I've never played that game either. Man.
It's good.
Yeah, you know what? I've been playing Dr. Mario on my phone still. Nobody else is playing this game except for me. I'm literally
it's bad.
This is bad.
Exactly. It keeps me entertained when I'm sitting on the toilet.
So that's my Candy Crush. It just keeps me entertained when I'm sitting on the toilet. It's not like I'm sitting there thinking about it all day like these Animal Crossing people.
Grindstone, okay? It's a part of Apple Arcade, and it's like any stupid Match 3 game, but it's actually strategic.
Oh, I don't want strategic. I want mindless.
It's great to play on the toilet.
I don't want to think about that.
Listeners, if there's anybody out there that has an extra Switch, let me know, because I would really like to buy one.
Give it to us.
I'll pay for it, man. I don't care. I'll pay for it. I just want a Switch, man. Put some games on there too. Yeah, download
some games on there.
Download games on it and do all that stuff.
Oh, I think that's everything. That was a fun little intermission.
Yeah, it's a good little intermission. Hey,
hopefully,
and if you guys,
everyone's looking forward to our part 2 of our sequel to find out who actually got crowned to win. And if you haven't, fill out your own bracket. We're doing a mystery giveaway based on the movie that you pick. So, for example, you pick Empire Strikes Back, we might give you some Empire Strikes Back items. You pick Aliens, we might send you some Aliens items. So,
what?
Enter.
Ooh.
I didn't know this.
No, this is a great idea. I love it. So, yeah, giveaways, people. Everybody loves a good giveaway. So, should we have them share the intermission or share what? Oh, no, they got to share the bracket.
Right.
We need to see their bracket. Yeah.
And fill out your bracket. Where can they find it, Alex?
You can obviously find it on our Twitter. Actually, if you guys like what you're listening to, check us out over on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for fun pop culture news, episode drops, and secondary interactions with you, our fans, which means that's where you're going to find your bracket. And then you can fill out that bracket and then post it underneath one of our posts so we can see it.
Secondary heroes, man, everywhere.
Everywhere. Just hit that at Secondary Heroes. And you know what? If you haven't already, please rate and review our podcast over on iTunes, Spotify, and all those other ways that you listen. God, I don't know. We have so many channels that we're on anymore.
All
Secondary
the
Heroes
are
everywhere, man. We're awesome. And
all
hey, do you have questions for us or about us or anything about podcasting or anything? We don't care. Ask us questions. We'll answer them on the... Yeah, we'll answer it all. It's right here. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this intermission.
Yeah.
Send us your laundry list.
Do it.
Who makes a list to do laundry?
I do. I got to make sure I'm separating my whites from my colors. That's all. That's not racist. Hold on.
Oh
and that has been your intermission, folks.
I did make the switch to tidy whities, and I'll tell you what, man, I am loving them. Yeah, buy boxers. I'm done with you. That's your clickbait of the week, folks. See ya. Wait, are we stopping on that mark?